Okay, here we go. We're here, we disappear, we're still here. We're here, we disappear, we're still here. I saw myself 2 weeks ago, sitting, talking to the camera. It's like I was looking at myself from the outside. I saw myself sitting there. The way you see yourself in a dream sometimes when you're dreaming at night, and sometimes you're looking at yourself from the outside like you're watching a movie or a video. That's the way I was looking at myself, seeing myself 2 weeks ago, sitting in front of the camera, talking to the camera. And then I saw myself as a child on a family vacation with my mother and brother in our car, pulling a little trailer, South Dakota, stopping at some tourist attraction, buying souvenirs. Like I was watching a video or a movie, a little piece of my life, a slice of my life. And then I saw myself in Boracay 2 months ago. And I saw myself in Bali a few months ago. I saw myself here, there. It's all like different segments of my life, my being. And it's like I was looking at myself in a dream. Looking at myself in a dream. We're here, we're there. No word for hello, no word for goodbye. A culture that was untouched by civilization, by modern civilization. They didn't know anything about televisions and computers and airplanes and telephones. Nomadic boat people. They would just cruise around in their boats. No word for want. They didn't want anything. If they're hungry, they took a fish from the sea. If they needed a boat, they pulled up somewhere and they cut down some trees and they made a boat. And they just drift around on their boats. And if their cousin comes by on a boat that they haven't seen in a couple years, they don't say hello because there is no word for hello. They just carry on where they left off the last time they saw each other, like they were never gone. And when they go off again, they don't say goodbye because their language doesn't have a word for goodbye or hello. It's like they're always there. It's like this group of people who are untouched by modern civilization are very much in touch with the infinite. We come, we go. We're here, we disappear, we're still here. And so, I see myself in different places in the past. And if I close my eyes, I can not only see places in the past, but the future as well. Because anything that we can imagine, it's not something that we're creating, something that we're making. We're just tuning into it. Every time we have a thought, we're tuning into something. Something that is there in this great infinite. And it just keeps expanding and expanding as we go further down the rabbit hole, further out into the infinite. Infinite possibilities. Anything can be, will be, and already is. So we imagine it. Not with need. Because we're confident. We know that it is. There's no sense of desperation, like I have to have it. We gain a sense of patience because we're beyond time, we're beyond birth and death even. We see ourselves as infinite beings. an infinite universe. So we just tune into something with joy, with gratitude. Gratitude not only for past gifts, but future gifts. We're here, we disappear, we're still here. We come, we go. Our dreams, the people in our life, they come, they go. They're here, they disappear, they're still here. Nothing disappears. No word for hello, no word for goodbye. They don't even understand the concept of hello or goodbye. They don't even understand the concept of separation. They know that they're always with their loved ones, whether their loved one goes off on a different boat for a few days, a few weeks, a few years, goes off on a journey that we might know as death, at least in Western culture. There's no need to say goodbye. There's no need to say hello. It's like I'm talking to my friend. He gets on his boat and he goes off. And a year later he comes back and I feel no need to say, hey, what's up? How have you been all this time? Instead, maybe we were talking about the sunset and he's back and we just continue talking about the sunset. Like he was never gone. Because he was never gone. There is no separation. Center yourself. At the center of the wheel, we can reach out. In this direction, that direction. Connected to everything. When we're at the edge of the wheel, we get tossed around by fate, by circumstance. But when we're in the center of the wheel, we're connected to every edge of the wheel. And it's an ever-expanding edge that just goes and goes and goes as we tune in. Tune out, tune in. So I see all these different parts of my life, like I'm looking at a dream. It's just a thought, it's just a thought. And that's the secret of the secret. The secret. The secret of the secret is you choose. We choose. I choose. I choose my thoughts. I think what I choose to think. And we gain this sense of owning our own empire, a sense of sovereignty. I did it my way. I'm not at the mercy of fate. I'm not at the mercy of other people's ideas or even the thoughts in my own head. Anything can be. Just think it. I live as I choose. I go forth with love. And she came to me and she said, if you want love, you've got to love yourself. Not in an ego kind of way, but rather, you just got to love yourself, No matter what. You can love yourself for all that you've accomplished. You can love yourself for how great you look in the mirror, for the degrees that you possess, the awesome schools that you went to, the accomplishments on your job. You can love yourself for all of that stuff. But then love yourself beyond that. If all of that was taken away from you, if your good looks were taken away from you, no matter how fat you get, no matter how old you get, no matter how poor you get, it doesn't make any difference. You love yourself no matter what because you're an infinite being. And in that infinity, there is a beautiful you. And you will find that beautiful you when you can love yourself no matter what. When you can love yourself even when you said the stupidest thing earlier today. When you acted like a real ass, you can still love yourself, forgive yourself. You can love yourself when you're obnoxious, when you're needy, when you're frightened, when you're worried, when you look like crap, when you're having a bad hair day, a good hair day, when you have no hair, when you have gray hair, when you have hair on your face or no hair on your face. You can love yourself no matter what. When you're scarred, when you're bruised, when you're crippled, you can love yourself. Then you will find the beauty, and the beauty will come to you. You will appear to be beautiful, and beauty will appear before you. When you love yourself, the one that you love will love you. Love you in the way that you need to be loved. You will find your love when you find it in yourself to love yourself. And again, not in an egotistical way like, hey baby, everybody, hey, look at me, look how great I am, look how cool I am. No, not like that. It's just to love yourself. To be at peace with who you are. Then you'll be at peace with the world, and the world will be at peace with you. It starts with the man in the mirror. We can do everything we can out in that world to create peace. We can go and bomb people and arrest people and do this and do that. But real peace will come when you find peace in you. When you find peace in you, you will find peace in the world, and the world will find peace in you. A little piece of heaven. And so there I was, 2 weeks ago, sitting in front of a camera, talking to the camera. I was talking to the camera, and I saw myself so clearly. And I'm looking at myself like I'm looking at myself in a dream. From a remote position, like I'm looking at myself over there from up above, like I'm watching a movie. And then I see myself in second grade sitting at a desk with my pencil and paper, maybe taking a spelling test or something. I see myself like I'm looking at a dream, all these different little dreams. And then I imagine, I fantasize. I see myself tomorrow doing this. A year from now, 5 years from now, like this. And then I start getting the connections, the synchronicity. Deepak Chopra once said, keep a log of all the coincidences in your life. And when you start noticing all the coincidences, two incidents happening at the same time that are connected in some way, when you start seeing the connections, the little connections, Then you start seeing the bigger connections. Until you start seeing how everything is connected. You start seeing how you're connected to everything that you feel separate from. You start seeing how you're connected from those who you lost, those who you wish to be with but don't seem to be able to be with. You start seeing how you're connected to the things that you want and the life that you want. You start seeing that it's all connected. You start becoming aware of the possibility of miracles. First, miracles that maybe make logical sense to you. And then miracles that don't even make sense and you don't even know how they happen. And so 2 months ago, my mother passed away. And I'm thinking about it. And I'm tuning into her when I'm meditating. And I'm just looking at this entire life. This long life. You know, she was a child during the Great Depression. She saw World War II. She met the man of her dreams that she loved and adored. And she married that man. And they had 2 children. And they bought their first home together. And then he got sick and he passed away at the age of 34. And then she watched my life unfold, my brother's life unfold, the lives of my nephews, and she had this whole long life, and then suddenly it's not there. She passes away. It's like an entire world just bursts like a bubble and it's gone. We're here, we disappear, but we're still here. No word for hello, no word for goodbye. And she's gone. She's gone. It's like her whole life just burst like a bubble. An entire world just disappears. An entire life of experience, of tears and pain and laughter and joy, success and failure. It just disappears. It's gone. But we're all connected to each other. And this world would not be this world without my mother. Your life would not be your life without my mother. Some guy in Russia somewhere, his life would not be his life without my mother. We are all connected. And for the most part, we're blind to all the connections. But then we start seeing the connections. We start seeing how we're all connected and it's all one. And so there's this whole life that's just gone. Just like I'm watching myself from a remote viewing spot 2 weeks ago, seeing myself sitting in front of the camera talking. I see my mother's life and then it's gone. But it's not really gone. It didn't disappear. It's still here. We're here, we disappear, but we're still here. No word for hello, no word for goodbye. We can access anything, any point on that wheel from the center. We're not manufacturing anything, we're tuning in. We're tuning in. Open the channels. Close your eyes and open the channels. Close your eyes and let the pictures come. There are places that I wish to go to that may seem impossible to get to. But they're not impossible. We're in this ever-expanding universe where we're evolving as individuals, as a society, as a being. All that have ever lived on this planet, in this universe, all that ever will live in this universe. Because it's all you and it's all me. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's all here and it's all now. And the key to travel is to see it. The power of imagination. The secret of the secret. Choosing our thoughts. And trusting our thoughts as visions, as insight into the vast universe of endless possibilities, of endless dreams. Dreams that you've seen and dreams that have still yet to be seen. See good. Love yourself. Love your world. When you learn to love yourself, when you learn to love your world, without judgment, without criticism, loving yourself and your world with all your flaws, with all its flaws, imperfections, then we find ourselves in a state of gratitude. We're grateful for being. I'm grateful to be me. I know that even if I'm looking in the mirror and I don't like the way that I look right now, there is at least the potential to look beautiful. There is that potential. And it can happen right now. Right now. I may not like the way that my life looks right now, but at least I know that there's that potential. And it's right now that I could love my life. I could love my world. I could be ecstatic about my life, ecstatic about my world, ecstatic about who I am. Or I could be at peace with who I am. I could be at peace with my life. I could be at peace with my world. Whatever I choose. Because we're not going anywhere. And yet we're going everywhere. We're here, we disappear, we're still here. No word for hello, no word for goodbye. And remember, they didn't have a word for want either. They didn't have a word for want because there was no idea of separation. There's nothing to want, there's nothing to need. It's all here. It's all now. I have everything. And then you start to see that everything that you want and everything that you need was always right in front of you all along. You can stop chasing. You can stop chasing, just be still. And let it be. With trust, with faith. I trust in the infinite, in the holy infinite, in the holy eternal. I trust. And when I feel fear, I allow myself to feel fear. When I feel sorrow, I allow myself to feel sorrow. When I feel sadness, I allow myself to feel sad. But it's what I do with it. If I feel anger, that's okay. But what do I do with that anger? Do I do something harmful to myself or to others or to the world? Or do I just feel it? Maybe I talk about it. Maybe I express it. Maybe I write a song about it. Maybe I go to the gym and I work out and I use that anger to give me even more strength. But I allow myself to be. And I know that I had the power all along. It was all in the mind. It was all in the mind. To master our minds, to master our thoughts, to master our thinking. Watch what you're thinking. Observe what you think. How much of your thinking is worry, is regret, is fear, is apprehension, is sadness? How much of your thinking is, I don't like the way that I look right now. I'm angry with my husband, with my wife. I don't like what my coworker did. I'm embarrassed about what I said yesterday. How much of your thinking is about stuff that is not allowing you to be where you wish to be? Because instead, it's keeping you where you need to be because you have some kind of need to feel embarrassed or angry or sad or worried. And so we've got to recognize the need. We've got to recognize the need. The so-called negative needs. We've got to recognize them. Because we're in love with them. Yeah, we're in love with our insecurities. We're in love with our fears. We're in love with everything that we hate about ourselves and hate about our world. We're in love with it. We're attached to it. We can't let go of it because it's a part of us. So we can't find the new love until we let go of the old love. And if the old love is a sense of I'm not good enough, and we want to be in a world where we are good enough, and that's the new love, we've got to let go of the old love. But the old love is something that we don't even recognize to be something that we love. We don't see that we're so attached and so in love with our pain, with our insecurities. We don't see it. We say, I don't want that. I don't want that. Yeah, I know you don't want it. But you're in love with it. You're attached to it. You wouldn't recognize yourself without those fears, without those insecurities. You wouldn't recognize yourself. So are you ready for a new you? To be ready for a new you, you've got to recognize the old you and then picture, imagine, see, think a new you. The you that you wish to be. You choose. That's the secret of the secret. You choose. It's up to you. What it comes down to, it's up to you. What it comes down to, it's up to you. It's in your hands. Get it in your head. It's in your hands. It's up to you. See yourself how you wish to see yourself. And recognize how you're currently seeing yourself. Observe your thoughts. Acknowledge your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts. Master your mind. Master your thoughts. What are you thinking right now? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? There are things, there are ways of being that in our limited minds we would say that could never be. It defies the laws of science. That's not possible. It defies everything that I know about the universe and about my world and about life itself. So therefore it cannot be. But when we let go of that, then we see that it can be. It can be, it will be, and already is. See you next time.